Welcome to STARCARD Podcast. Here at STARCARD Podcast, we get a glimpse at the age of Aquarius ahead of us. My name is Breakaway Ray. I like talking about the breakaway civilizations because we're breaking away from the one we're in now. You've tuned in to a live tarot throw. Today is February 6th, 2026. It's 5-Card Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. We're going to throw 5 cards the tarot world wants to share with you, an inspiring and positive message, no matter what time you catch this recording, whether you're live or watching this sometime in the future. This message found you right when you needed to see it. Then we're going to explore more with the Empress card because today is the 3rd day in our countdown of the 5 days with the Empress. And then in about 30 or 35 minutes, maybe even a little bit longer, we're going to have tarot for the audience. I invite those who are tuning in live to check the chat for instructions on how you can get a tarot card reading for the second part of the show. I'll be recapping those instructions as I go along here, but let's not wait any longer. It's 5-Card Friday. I got 5 cards for you. Here they come. Let's go to the tarot cam. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, especially those tuning in live. We're going to start off 5-Card Friday with 5 cards. This deck is called the Robin Hood deck. My name is Breakaway Ray. I started studying tarot cards last March, and I started podcasting in August. So this is all relatively new to me. I'm kind of surprised at what's going on. Ooh, it looks like the tarot world wants that card out for you. And I invite you to follow along with my adventure with the tarot cards. Thanks a lot for joining me. 5-Card Friday. It's a fun, inspirational message for our viewers, please, whenever they're watching. This is for entertainment purposes only. Let's get the lighting the way I like it. Hang on, everybody. Wait a moment, please. There we go. All right. Cool. 5-Card Friday. Here we go. You know what? There is the 8 of Cups card, and we're going to be talking about that card a little later on in the show. The 8 of Cups card is the walk away card, and I want to say that in lots of ways he's like the pivotal card in today's story. Let's move on. Wow, I'm so glad that the 8 of Cups guy is walking away because the Sun card is where he's headed. The Sun card says everything's going to be all right. The sun is shining bright. You know what? Just to be sure, because YouTube has some standards I'm hearing about from other people, I want to make sure that everything's modest. Let's move on with our wonderful story. Hey, you're walking away from something that looked good to me. Looks like there's 8 cups there, but no, you walked away and everything got better. All right. Next. So sweet. I love that card. It's called the 2 of Pentacles, and it talks about having multiple priorities, paying attention to more than one thing at a time. Also talks about balance. Wow. The 3 of Pentacles is the card that talks about working together and building something new. Wow. This is supposed to be an inspiring and positive message on 5-Card Friday, but it closes with the 5 of Wands. And the 5 of Wands talks about disagreements. And I want you to pay attention to how carefully choreographed all those gentlemen are with their wands. Does it look like a conflict? Does it look like a ritual dance? Isn't there always somebody complaining about something? So let's try again. Where is the positive, inspirational message? You know what? We know when to walk away from something and start something new. We know how to even walk away from a mood that we don't need to pay attention to and choose the mood that we want. Sometimes we have to compartmentalize. We have to hold on to our inner light and contain it until we get through the minefield. Okay, and then we can take a breather. In the meantime, it's always important to have something on the back burner and to remember that you're working on something, and you're working on something with someone, whether it's here on surface planet Earth or you got some kind of plan going with the spirit world, and you got spirit guides, and you got some kind of mission, because this is a very special time in planet Earth's history, and you were the lucky one who got to come down here to complete whatever the mission is. And I guess the Five of Wands at that point tells us that, yeah, there's work to do, and you're just the person to move past this. You've already shown that you know how to move past things. You have it all worked out. Something not working out for me anymore, I'm going to pay attention to, what shines bright. Do I have to juggle a couple of things? Yeah. Okay. Is it going to be a lot of work that I have to do for a long time? Do I need teammates? Absolutely. Because it's a big challenge for all of us. So thanks for joining me here at STARCARD Podcast. We're going to compare notes and help each other out and maintain a positive attitude, because we got special things heading our way that we don't even know about. I want to thank the tarot world for helping me discern the message. I know that this was planned because, again, we're going to see the Eight of Cups card later. Wow, check that out. Look at what I drew. It was the Death card. And again, we'll see this card later. The Death card talks about endings and beginnings. That was kind of the theme. That was kind of the theme that we just talked about. It's like a cycle. It's like a ritual dance. We have to create new situations for ourselves all the time. And sometimes that means walking away. All right, very good. Nice encore there. A little postscript to the 5-card Friday. I'm going to give these a toss. And then we got some programming notes. And I'm happy to say that we have some new visitors here at STARCARD Podcast. And I want to help orient everyone. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. We had quite an exciting day yesterday. It was the longest live tarot throw. And we actually got some people who went to the tip jar at the STARCARD Podcast channel description. There's a Stripe link there for a corporation called Grace Magic Life. And if anyone was interested in, contributing to the tip jar, of course, I appreciate it so much. But I'm not charging anyone for anything. And by the way, one is supposed to be able to adjust the amount. So someone mentioned that it said that you could only donate $8.88. That was just a suggested number because it had some nice eights in it. You can change the number, I'm pretty sure. Maybe if you're using some kind of platform that doesn't agree with Stripe, there might be some kind of hiccups I don't know about. And so I want to let my friends out there know that I'm still studying the issue, and it may take me a couple of days to sort things out. But in the meantime, we've got that set aside. And somebody yesterday contributed to the tip jar, and I don't recognize the name, so I want to alert this person. Here we go. Elizabeth Ferguson. Elizabeth Ferguson. I'm not sure, if you use a different handle in the chat. I did see your contribution to the tip jar. Thank you very much. So in the second part of the show, I'm going to lead off with Elizabeth Ferguson. We'll get her a reading. And then also, when we reach the second part of the show, everybody, again, if you're live and in the chat, we'll take your requests as well. I'm going to do the best I can. So let's see. Oh, yeah. Everyone knows I got notes, so I don't want to lose track of what I have to say. One moment, please. Got that? Okay. All right. So, we have some new friends who are friends also with Psychic Liz Cross. I want to thank you all so much for visiting. And it's great fun to have you here. I want to let you know that there's a playlist at the STARCARD Podcast channel that has Psychic Liz Cross appearances. And I encourage you to check that out, because I know that if you're friends with Psychic Liz Cross and you follow her, you're pretty passionate, and because she shares a lot of knowledge. And I also want to, not to create a competition or anything, but there's also a John Whitberg playlist where Julia Anchorhaven and I interviewed John Whitberg. And I'm noticing that, I believe that the John Whitberg fans may be smaller in number than Psychic Liz Cross fans, but my playlist numbers keep going up on the John Whitberg folder. So maybe you Psychic Liz Cross fans want to contribute a little bit. Check out the playlist over at STARCARD Podcast. All right, let's see what else I got here. Okay. And by the way, again, yesterday was so wonderful, and I want to say just how great it was to have a lot of people visit yesterday. That was very unexpected. And I want to say on behalf of everyone in the chat who's been around for a long time, my longtime viewers and subscribers, the people that keep on encouraging me, they keep giving me the practice, throw some cards for me, Breakaway Ray, inviting me every day to read cards, giving me feedback all the time. That's very valuable. I want to say that they're probably sharing as much joy as I am right now about what happened yesterday. So anyway, we're going to move on now. I want to make sure I covered everything. Okay. So this is this little setup I've got going right now. This is the third day in the 5-day countdown of our 5 days with the Empress. And I'd like to review with you what we learned on day 5 and day 4 before we launch into day 3. All right, so on day 5, I told the story about 2 4th grade girls, Stella and Bonnie, and how much fun it was to hang out with Stella, who was always smiling and having a good time. And then I talked about my grandfather, who I call Pop, and that's the grandparent that lived till he was 103. And I shared stories about how he had some conflicts at the retirement hotel where he stayed with other people who were set more in their disgruntled ways and would rather not be inspired. All right. And then I also compared that to my own personal experience. One aphorism I came up with in a previous StarCard podcast goes like this. When you shine really bright, you cast a lot of shadows. All right. Hey, I got that covered. Good. Now, yesterday was day 4 in our 5-day countdown of the 5 days with the Empress. And what we heard about yesterday was the heroism of my grandmother, who walks around town showing everyone the hangman card and the star card. She's always trying to inspire people, seeing problems and obstacles as opportunities and finding solutions, finding ways to giggle and laugh all the way through it. So I was so happy to share those inspiring stories about that grandparent yesterday. Now today, what I want to share is that each of us gets to be the hero. On the story from yesterday, my grandmother went around inspiring other people and building them up and helping them upgrade their expectations in their lives. And the day before that, there were others who were shining bright and shining as an example for other people, right? Even me. So today, I want to point out that we have that Today, I want to point out that we have that shining light inside of us, and I found some ways to tell the story with the tarot cards. Okay. Again, I'm checking my notes to make sure I don't miss anything. Hang on. Okay, so I already have some cards prepared. One moment, please. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Hang on. That time you got to see me move that heavy tray of the decks of tarot cards. Let's go downstairs now, and I'm going to show everyone which decks that you can select from if you're tuning in live and you'd like a reading in the second part of the show. Let's check them all out. Great. Hang on. Almost there. All right. I'm cool with that. All right. So we have one called the Classic Tarot, and that's the one. That's the one that looks like this. And how nice. The High Priestess is sitting right on top. Nice. So this is the one that has the words on the card. And if you're interested in tarot cards, you might want to get a deck like this, because when you have the words on the card, you learn the tarot world in a hurry. Okay. I also have one called the Craft Cards, and that's this one over here. And that's the World card, and you can see the imagery there. These are both what we call Rider-Waite imagery decks. This is also a Rider-Waite imagery deck. I call this one the light foil. It's a lighter, it's made of foil. I keep picking out the World card. Okay, how about the Judgment card? Wait a second. And then there's the Sun card. None of these guys have bathing suits. All right, so there's decks out there, by the way, that you can use. I've seen them on the internet where they're a little bit more modest. Oh, and then there's the dark foil. Where'd that guy go? Oh, this is it right here. And the dark foil looks like this. So then I have one called the Old Style Tarot, which is taking imagery from those style decks and also the Robin Wood deck. The Robin Wood deck is back here. There's your Five of Wands, guys, everybody. Get ready for disagreements. Let's get ready to rumble. Okay, and I didn't show you what the old style looks like. So that was the Robin Wood. The old style takes imagery from those two and ups the ante. Everything's like a masterpiece you find hanging in a museum in Europe somewhere. All right. I have the 88 gemstones. I dig this one because it's fun to shuffle. It's gold on a nice thick black card. There's the world card. I have one called the Ethereal Bloom. It's still in the deck. This is one of my favorites. The lovely flowers on the back. And then there's the Queen of Swords. All right, then let's flash back to the 80s. Anyone remember KROQ with Richard Blade? Anyway, it's the Neon Tarot. Crank up the missing persons. Oh, yeah, I picked the one card I really like from this deck, the Two of Pentacles. That dude looks like he's flying. I've got the Stained Glass Tarot. Hey, everybody, this is a tarot show. All right, I'm happy to share with what I got. I'm a big fan of stained glass windows. Check out the, what is that, the Three of Swords? Page of Swords. It's the Page of Swords. New ways of communicating. Looks like the American Southwest there. All right, then I have one called the Lost Soul Tarot. Another fun one I like to shuffle. Really cool with the rainbowy side gold. And how about this austere Spartan imagery? There's the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool. Cool. How about a little chiaroscuro? Nice artwork with the light and the shadow. All right. And then you know what? You can ask me for the mermaid deck. I'm not going to open the box. I want to get on with the show, but I don't mind if you want me to throw mermaid cards. Let me know, everybody. Let's get this taken care of, and then I'll show you my tarot math equation from yesterday. All right. So yesterday, we talked about, how do we get to be the Empress? What kind of almost chemical process takes place? And so I drew up a little chemical equation, a little mathematical equation to balance things out. So we went through the story of the queen, the four queens times the strength card. And we're going to examine the four queens and how that gets us to the status and the level of the Empress, who thereafter has a different perspective on everything, because she's not just managing a country. Okay, she's managing and governing and overseeing an entire corner of the planet. Okay, so we can say her world. All right, so let's go through the story again of the four queens. All right, so the four queens, you start with the Queen of Swords, who knows what's right. She knows what's right. She's even pointing it out. Doesn't matter where in the world the right path is. She points in that direction. So the message there is you need to find out what your truth is. You may not know what your soul's path is right now, but follow your intuition, because a soul's path already exists. It's already been cleared out for you. You don't have to go off to the side and cut off all these branches and cut through the brush with a machete. The path is there. Use the path that's of the most ease and grace. Follow your joy. Pursue what makes you happy. Okay, that's the general idea here. Follow your intuition. Now, you got the intuition going. The Queen of Wands shows up, and she says to be determined and be courageous and have a zest for life. Every day is precious. Even if your steps, are only like a couple of millimeters a day, it's still progress. Get on that chariot and keep going, because you got some magic going on. There's a black cat in the picture. You got a giant wand in your hand. Did you realize that you have a giant magic wand? Did you realize that you had an invisible black cat following you around, offering you support and premonition? Okay, so you got a lot of things going for you, but you can't make the magic happen if you don't get going and you don't seize the day. Carpe diem, right? Cool, you're off to a good start. Then, after a while of making your magic, you're now sitting pretty like the Queen of Pentacles. You're being practical. You're managing your finances. That could also be better expressed by saying you're managing your energies. You're managing how much emotion you express, which emotions you express, because that's where all the magic comes from. Don't spend your energy on things that are not necessary. Be prudent. But also, in the 3D, and we do see the 3 Qs here, in the 3D, you're managing your finances so that you can create a cushion for yourself. You're not just saving for a rainy day. You're building up an empire for yourself later. You already know what your path is. And then eventually you're in the position of the Queen of Cups, where you can comfortably manage on your throne what's going on in your corner of the planet, because you have heightened intuition. Okay, you're almost in an omniscient state. And also you're using your emotions to do that. So you are able to balance energies, send energies out like a Reiki master wherever on the planet you need to. When you put all those together and you multiply it by the Strength card, oh yeah, we didn't talk about the Strength card. So yesterday we did discuss how the Strength card lady, the lady in the Strength card there, she's very intuitive. She's got a Mobius, which is that infinity sign above her crown chakra. She's telepathically comforting a lion there. The Strength card also represents someone who can comfort someone who is in grief. So there's a lot of telepathy and comfort and healing involved. Okay. And when you do that, you make lots of friends. Anyone ever see that last movie about the young Jedi Knight Rey Skywalker? Nice name, by the way. Okay. And how she turns all of her enemies into friends. Okay. That's a thing, everybody. So you take your 4 queens, you multiply it by the Strength card, and all of a sudden the Strength card lady is the Empress. Let's read about the Empress. Abundance, nurturing, fertility, feminine, good parenting, development, accomplishment, growth, evolution, and action. All right. This is a tarot show. This is just the first stage of what I'm sharing today. This is like a review from yesterday. Thank you very much, tarot cards. Let me get these sorted out and move on to the next set of cards. Okay. Got it. We're going to leave these down here for a moment. All right. So yesterday, let's see if I got this right. Yesterday, we talked about how the Empress herself seems to embody aspects of the Star card. She shines bright. She offers hope. That is one aspect I would suggest of the Empress. And what do we see? We do see how her aura glows like the Star card. Okay, we see her sitting on her abundant and comfortable throne there. All right. But, there's some things we don't see. Again, we don't, like I mentioned yesterday, we don't see the path that she took to get there. For a lot of us, we can relate this back to our own childhood. we find ourselves sitting in the back seat, our parents are driving the car, and then all of a sudden, maybe we finally come to the conclusion that that's kind of unusual how my parents can drive a car, but I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. How did the Empress get in the driver's seat like that? I guess I got a lot to learn. Well, the Empress learned it. And here are the things that we did not see. Okay. So first of all, we didn't see that she had to consult her inner higher self and hook up with the high priestess and make a connection, because there's not just the things that we see with our so-called five senses. There's a spirit world. I call it sometimes the tarot world. Lots of people might say it's the universe or source, whatever you call it. We're all pretty sure it's there. And that's why you're tuning in and you're still listening to me, Breakaway Ray, on STARCARD podcast. So there's a lot of inner work to do, especially nowadays when this kind of idea has been extinguished almost here in the Western Hemisphere. We have a lot of catching up to do. It's like again, the lost art of the Jedi. I was not going to talk about Star Wars today, but I guess having the word star in your name is pretty cool. Whoa, you know what we didn't see? We didn't see, oh, there's another card like that. We didn't see how she contended with the devil card. The devil card talks about letting go of things, don't perseverate. You got to channel your energy towards positive things. And if something doesn't serve anymore, you need to walk away. So we didn't see how, the devil card challenged her. But of course, she was prepared for it. She went looking for it. And what do I need to let go? All right, I'm going to let you know. And then once you let it go, your whole world can come crumbling down. Maybe I'm very quickly just going to suggest, you are an empty nester. My child just went off to college. Oh, my world has changed now. I can't take care of my precious baby. I'm not being facetious. I'm not a parent, but I know how precious children are. And it does change your life when someone who's in your family and in your home leaves, right? Things change. But we have to expect change. We're not going to perpetually be, 20 years old. Nothing wrong with being 20 years old, but there's a lot of life ahead of us, and it's going to have ups and downs. It's part of the plan. It was part of the fun. You came to the amusement park. You chose to come down here. Let's go on all the rides. Well, anyway, we didn't see the Empress deal with the cities that had to crumble. And you know what? There's the disappointment card. Certainly, she encountered lots of disappointment. Does she look disappointed? She doesn't look disappointed at all. She's processed her disappointment. She's rechanneled that and reformulated it. She's alchemized it. She's turned it into something positive. She expanded her empire. Whatever that pain was part of her. Okay. I was about to say something else, but I don't want to lose track. Is there any more cards underneath? What else don't we know? Oh, yeah. All right. So here's what I wanted to talk about. There's the 8 of Cups card. It's the walk away card. You know what? 8 cups still looks good, but it's not serving us anymore. And I want to point out the difference between the 5 of Cups card and the 8 of Cups guy. The 5 of Cups guy, he's certainly disappointed. That's the figure in black, right? He's very disappointed. But what I see here with the 8 of Cups is that, he's wearing a more vibrant cloak color, of course, but to me, he looks regal. A king or a queen doesn't need to pay attention to anything it doesn't want to. It's going to go off and create a new empire somewhere. There's a certain sense of royalty. Oh, is that the word I'm thinking of? Sovereignty. He has sovereignty. You don't just say, hey, the universe supposedly hands you a whole situation. You're just supposed to say, thank you, ma'am, may I have another? You know what? I can make my own choices. I'm a creator being. I am a sovereign being. I have the power to make magic. You and I did not see all those adventures that the Empress went through. Okay. But we are all capable of it. So we were talking about the cups here. And then before I turn on the camera, I want to study the suit of cups, because I think that there's a story within that. There's a progression. When we get to the 5 of Cups up to the 8 of Cups, watch this, everyone. First, let me get this all sorted out. All right, check it out. I've got the cups here. I have the Ace of Cups, which is a new life. The Two of Cups, you're bonding and connecting with someone. Initially, right out of the gate, your parent, perhaps, right? And then you always have some kind of bond and team as you go through life. And check it out. You have that spiritual figure helping you with connections. Sometimes you have a best friend in elementary school. They're not your friend when you get to high school, okay? You have friends now you didn't have before, okay? People in your life change. And then there's always a reason to celebrate, says the Three of Cups. We're all having a good time. But you know, we have a good time and then we're way up high. We wake up in the morning, maybe we don't feel that hot. How come we don't feel like the Three of Cups all the time? What am I missing? What am I not understanding? Oh, the Five of Cups, it is easy to get down on stuff. You know, when you see stuff break or people mess things up and you had nothing to do with it. What is with these challenges? This seems really annoying. I mean, I know you gave me 2 cups, but why are all these problems always around? Okay. Well, then we remember with the Six of Cups, the good times when we were a kid, the good times that we had with other people, the good times we had in our passion, our hobby, our pursuit, even in the workplace. Come on. Sometimes you had fun at work. Come on. You know what I'm talking about. And then if you step back a minute, like the Seven of Cups here, you realize there's so many opportunities. So many times you visualize something and it accidentally came true. Well, guess what? You don't have to be accidental about it. You could plan it out. Okay. Start thinking about vision boards right now. So you know what? With all those opportunities out there, hey, if something works for somebody else, that works for you. That's great. I'm going somewhere else to go what works for me. I got a wish, says the Nine of Cups, and I'm going to make that wish come true. It's out there. It's waiting for me. The universe wouldn't put me here if my wish wasn't waiting for me out there. I'm going to keep marching in that direction until I reach the full 10 of Cups and that dream comes true. The Page of Cups says, won't that be a pleasant surprise? It'll be one pleasant surprise after another if you look in the cup before you drink. It'll feel like everything's magical and that there's a knight in shining armor and someone comes to rescue you every time you need the help. Don't forget to ask for help. The spirit world's standing by. They're ready to listen. That's the Knight of Cups. And of course, that led us back to the Queen of Cups, who we saw earlier. And the Queen of Cups is the lady we jump off from to become the Empress. We're talking about creating a new personality. We're talking about creating a new alter or a new alter ego. You know, I'm talking about doing it the old-fashioned way, using our concentration, using a journal, making vision boards. But of course, if you're familiar with secret space program lore, you know that this can be done digitally. And we should all count our blessings that we can remember progressions of alters in our lives. Back when we were students, back when we had our first jobs, back when we had that particular relationship. We remember all those different parts of our lives. We remember all those different alters. But there's some people who don't have that option because their minds are scientifically blank with technology that's not shared with us here on surface planet Earth. I was going to try hard to make my comments brief, but it looks like I had a lot to say on that subject. Let's get these cards going because I got one more set before I invite the tarot world to comment on creating the new altars, which is something that we've discussed here at StarCard Podcast before. So let's see. Yeah. Creating a new altar. Check out this progression from the major arcana. The Fool shows up. He's ready to start a new adventure. Are you ready to start a new adventure? Get ready to compartmentalize. You're going to create a split personality. It's going to be fun. Then, in order to do it, you have to move. You can't sit on the couch and think about it while the TV is on mute while you watch commercials and wait for your program to start again. You really got to put down the remote, put down the phone, and you got to be alone with your thoughts. And those are the steps you need to take if you're going to be creating a new identity for yourself. And again, I've heard this from Tony Rodrigues and others, and there's so many people out there who offer their their manifesting ideas and strategies on the internet. You've probably found dozens of them. If you go to the description in today's podcast, at the very bottom, there's a link to Florence Scovel Shinn. And I just wanted to share that out loud because that was a great video, changed my life. So what you do have to do, like Florence Scovel Shinn suggests, you need to speak to your subconscious. Here's the Hermit card. You need to shine a light on the inside and figure out what other powers you have, okay? And then once you do that, you're going to be better able, says the Death card, to create an ending and a new beginning. And look, it even says death on the card, right? A literal death, an ego death. You might as well let it go. You might as well let it go. It's dead. Time to start a new one. Yeah, I know. It's the Tower card. Everything fell down. Everything collapsed. It's over. All right. Time to start a new one. You got a brand new day. Today is the first day in the rest of your life. So the Star card says, have hope. And now I'm going to invite the tarot world to confirm those ideas. Can we really upgrade our reality? Really? Can we do that? And for this, I'm going to bust out the old style cards. Hang on. Stand by, Elizabeth Ferguson. And yeah, that's right. Tarot for the audience coming up shortly. All right. Hey, Tarot world. I hope I did a good job telling that story with the tarot cards. And now I invite you to comment. You have a higher perspective than me. Please help share with our viewers the idea that alter egos and ego death, that's all something that can be managed consciously. And that starts by managing your own thoughts and emotions, recognizing and then managing. You're in total control. We can upgrade our reality. Really? We have that power? Yeah, especially now in 2026, maybe not in the 20th century as much. Everybody's magical powers are coming online. Everybody's getting an upgrade. Like when they upgrade the software overnight, guess what? Go check your pineal gland app and see what's going on. Here we go. Let's see what kind of story we have here. The Two of Pentacles, juggling more than one personality at a time. The Hermit, we just saw this guy. We're turning inward. That's the person that we're focusing on. You know, if we want things to be smoothed out, we need to negotiate with this person on the inside and the spirit world that it is connected with. The Two of Wands. The Two of Wands says, that's a good plan. The universe likes that plan. You got the green light. Go for it. Reach for the world. Reach for the planet that you want. Use your magic to do that. Plan it out. Yeah, because the Emperor card says you're in control. You're watching StarCard Podcast. Be inspired, be rejuvenated. It's natural, it's human. We close with the Eight of Swords, which is my card that says, as much as you can imagine. That's a quite striking imagery. The Eight of Swords. As much as you can imagine, everyone. The Strength card says, be strong. Thank you, Tarot World. Feels like it's another good day to get a reading from the Tarot World. Thank you very much. All right, we're ready for Tarot for the audience. I'm going to toss these cards. I want to remind everyone that, well, okay, let's go upstairs. All right, thanks for tuning in, everyone. I want to remind everyone that I have one person lined up already. I'm going to go through now and say hi to people. I'm going to look for those capital letters where people are requesting tarot card readings. And anyway, let's see how we go, right? All right, so first we have Elizabeth Ferguson. Now I'm going to look in the chat. Maybe Elizabeth Ferguson is there and I just don't recognize her handle. And now let's see who else is there. Hi, Julia Anchorhaven. Thanks for tuning in. Hello, Stephanie Clark. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, Lisa Talcott. Thanks for tuning in. See, hi, Arizona Raven. Thank you very much for tuning in. I noticed how much you tried to help yesterday, Arizona Raven. Thank you very much. I know everyone tries to help. We all pitch in to help. Thank you very much. Let's see, who else is here? Hi, Danica Crabtree. Welcome back. Good to see you. Hi, God's Flow. Hi, Level Number 9. Hi, LMAABB. All right. So now I already have some name tags for these people. Let me dig them out. This is quite a pile, and I had to alphabetize them to save time during the show, right? Oh, wait, let me scroll down. All right. I missed some people yesterday. It was a very long chat. I don't know if everyone knows the dynamic, but when the chat gets really long, I can't like scroll higher. So I might have missed some people. I noticed that after I read the chat after the show. Okay, so I want to make sure I got everyone who's here. Elam. God's Flow. Level Number 9. Did I see Stephanie? I did see Stephanie, didn't I? Stephanie? I think I had two. I had like a Stephanie, and then I have another Stephanie, one with Stephanie Clark on it. Thanks for being patient, everybody. Oh, yeah. So if you're waiting for the tarot card throws, when I turn the camera down, then you know I'm doing the tarot card. For those watching the recording. Lisa Talcott. Arizona Raven. Now, there was a Danica. I have more than one Danica in class. I want to check which one I have. Rob. Hey, Typical Skeptic Podcast. Hey, Rob. All right. I have your schoolhouse, Rob. We'll get you a reading. Okay. I'm trying to figure out which Danica I got here. Danica Crabtree. Got you, Danica. It's right next to Julia. Rob K. All right. Now I'm going to scroll back down to the bottom. If I missed you, please put it in the chat. Now is a good time because it's towards the fresh part of the chat and I can check it out. All right. So again, I've got Elizabeth Ferguson, Julia, Danica, Rob, Arizona Raven, Lisa, Stephanie, Level Number 9, God's Flow, and Elam. So, you know, hey, Rob, I know you got a lot of things going on, Rob. I just want you to know I'm putting yours on the bottom. I'm saving you for the end. So if you need to like go do stuff or whatever, and also like in case you get sidetracked or whatever, you know where it is on the recording. It'll be the last one. Okay, just look on that table and look for your schoolhouse. All right, but here we go. We're gonna throw for Elizabeth Ferguson. Thanks a lot, Elizabeth Ferguson. I appreciate. I'm gonna try that again. I gotta calm down. It's that third cup of espresso. All right. Thank you very much, Elizabeth Ferguson. I appreciate it very much. Let's go downstairs and throw you some cards. All right. Should we keep on going with the old style? That was pretty nice. Those were lovely cards. Wow, way to go, Tarot World. Okay. It's a fireworks show every day here at StarCard Podcast. These cards are for Elizabeth Ferguson. Hope you're having a lovely day, Elizabeth. How about a fun, inspiring message for Elizabeth Ferguson, please? These cards are for Elizabeth. Elizabeth Ferguson. A fun, inspiring message for Elizabeth, please. Here we go, Elizabeth. First up, the Three of Pentacles. You're getting to work on something with a team, and it's a good team. You guys are very industrious. You're starting something new. Then it's the Knight of Wands. You and your team are being encouraged to gallop zestfully and with gusto towards your goal. I really dig that window. Cool. It's the King of Swords. It's the right thing to do. You're on the right track. You have the authority and the mental clarity. The Four of Cups suggests meditation and reevaluation. In the world of school teachers, we would call that making in-flight adjustments. You know, if your lesson needs to divert a little bit to be more efficient or effective. So you're constantly meditating and reevaluating as you go along. Does it match up with what the King of Swords sees? Okay. We want to make sure there's no, what we call, I guess they call it fat or pork in legislation here in the United States. You know, don't throw stuff on the bill that's irrelevant and has nothing to do with the cause, you know, because we're all working hard together here. Let's streamline our efforts. Yeah, this is the Strength card. That's the exclamation point. Nice message, Tarot World. All right, here comes part two, Elizabeth Ferguson. You got another knight. It's the Knight of Pentacles. Now, this horse is standing still because you've already plowed the field, okay? You're conserving your energy because you're going to be working on this for the long haul. And oh my goodness, it's the Devil card. What? What's going on there? The Devil card showed up. Well, I guess what the suggestion is that we have something to let go or some dark side to embrace, and it's going to be a lot of work. You're not going to be able to accomplish whatever objective the King of Swords sees without considering the hard work that's going to go along with it. And again, we talked about streamlining our efforts and being efficient. Okay, do you want that horse to go forward? We're not going to overpack his bags. Okay, we're only going to take what we need. All right, way to go, Elizabeth Ferguson. Thanks for inviting me to read, and thank you again for visiting Breakaway Pay. That's Breakaway Ray's tip jar. Next up, it's LMAABB. I believe LMAABB had a particular question. I'm going to try and go upstairs and check that question. Hang on, let me give these a toss, please. Oh, you know, I didn't show everyone the ethereal. No, I did show everyone the ethereal bloom deck. Someone asked about my favorite deck, and I really like the ethereal bloom deck. So what is coming into me in the near? There you go, Ellen. All right, I saw your question. The near future, what's coming at her? So why don't we use my favorite deck, Ellen? All right, Tarot World, LMAABB, one of our favorite clients, wants to know if we can show her some signals about what's coming in the future, please. These cards are for LMAABB. These cards are for LMAABB. What's coming in the future for LMAABB? Wow. What power. Way to go, Tarot World. Look at you sharing all kinds of helpful messages for people. First up, the Nine of Cups. It's a wish come true, LMAABB. Yeah, it's a wish come true in the form of big changes, says the Tower card. But that's okay. You can handle it. It's the Temperance card. You have the balance. And may I say, you look very lovely and elegant as you maintain that balance. The Hermit card reminds us to maintain that inner light. Remember about our soul's path. You know, there may be Tower cards in our life, but that's just part of the path of the Hermit and the soul as it goes through all the adventures and wants to experience. And the Knight of Pentacles also reminds us it's hard work and that we're in here for the long haul. All right, so how does that help us? I guess we got to look for some kind of big change that we can appear to everyone else to be handling so gracefully, while on the inside, we project that grace because we're following our soul's path. We're reminding us, you know, how large we are as a spirit. The last two cards are the Five of Cups and the Judgment card. The Five of Cups, well, that's a disappointment card. Who, you know, we have to remind ourselves when we're disappointed that we still got something. We got to be grateful for what we got. And when we do that, the Judgment card says we can swap out the old for the new. You know, maybe we don't need to be that same person anymore. You asked for something specific. I'm giving you like a timeline. There may be some kind of discovery that you make, and it's not going to be something you can't handle. Again, you're going to look good doing it. Well, good luck, LMAABB. Thanks for inviting me to read. I see we have a few more friends joining, and I want to get out those persons' names tags there. Oh, I almost said that right. There's Judy. Hi, Judy, Mrs. NW5. And hey, Derek, Woo Riders. And there we go. Let me get those name tags out, okay? So it's Judy and Woo Riders. Rob, at the Typical Skeptic podcast, I'm still going to make you last. Okay? To save you time. Okay, and then Judy, I think you have a Valentine. Judy and NW5. I forget where Earl's Court is, but that was my postal code when I lived in London, when I spent a semester abroad. You know what? We're going to resort here. We got God's Flow coming up next. And then I'm going to put Judy and Derek in front of Rob, but behind the other group that I have. All right, here we go, God's Flow. Let's give you a nice throw. They're all nice throws. I think you like the old style. I know you've requested it before. These cards are for God's Flow. Thanks for tuning in, God's Flow. Hope you're warm where you're at. Whoa. These cards are for God's Flow. First, okay. Yeah, right on, God's Flow. I just saw your message. So the Six of Wands card popped right out. It's the public recognition card. Everybody sees what's going on. And it's also the victory card. All right. So, I mean, if you want to, I'm making a joke here, but you might want to like stop the recording right there. 6 of Wands, you won. Everybody sees it. Ta-da, end of story. All right, but you got a lot of cards here. Congratulations on your victory. Wow, the 8 of Wands, it's happening soon. Wow, all right, victory is on the way. The parade, the recognition. This is what I was apprehensive about. It's the 3 of Swords. Some kind of heartache. But that doesn't mean it's for you. You know what? There has to be a loser in the game. Okay, they'll get over it. The 9 of Wands. Yeah, this is gearing up for a last stand. You know what? We're going to go to the book for the 9 of Wands. All right, the 9 of Wands. You are halfway through a battle, fatigued and drained of energy, but nearly there and close to success. Yeah, close to success. You're nearly there. Okay. You have resilience, courage, and strength of will. You may be guarded and wounded. You may have had setbacks, but you are gathering your strength and learning from past failures. And just because those things were failures, that doesn't mean it was anyone's fault. Okay. That may not have been your fault or problem. You don't need to carry that burden or blame. Everyone's got their issues. Okay. So yeah, judgment. It's time for swapping out the old, bringing in the new. Maybe there's some kind of realization, some kind of awakening involved. Well, the Knight of Cups, we've seen him today. The Knight of Cups says there's a knight in shining armor involved. And the Queen of Cups, well, we'll read about her. The Queen of Cups, emotional stability, femininity, love and warmth surround you. There might be a mature female in your life who is supportive and caring towards you, or you might be a sensitive, caring, nurturing soul yourself. An empath or a good mother. You are intuitive, in the flow, a daydreamer, a psychic, and a good listener. Whatever you're pursuing with your extra senses, your extrasensory abilities, you're on the right track. And clearly there's some kind of awakening or some kind of rebirth going on with the Judgment card, because you hung on through all those tough times. So victory is on the way, God's flow. Keep up the good work. Thanks for inviting me to read. I appreciate you tuning in. All right. I'm going to give these a toss. Let's see. I think I saw somebody new. I didn't recognize the name. Let me scroll up a moment, please. The Rear Gunner, Paul. Hi, Rear Gunner. Yeah, time out there, everybody. We're going to make a name tag for Rear Gunner. Right on, Rear Gunner. So I need to scroll down in the chat a moment here. Yeah, cool, Rear Gunner. Right, oh, wait, let me double check your question. Oh, yeah. I see you mentioned something about retirement. So it sounds like we're looking for a timeline regarding your profession. Great. I'm going to give it a try. And because we're looking for some specific information, I'm going to use the deck that has all the words on it. I want to point out that I think the tarot world's already on top of it, because on the bottom of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune card, and that tends to communicate to me things about timelines. All right. Lots of synchronicities as we work here. Rear Gunner Paul. Here we go. Hi, Tarot World. I want to welcome Rear Gunner Paul. IOU knew he was going to show up, so I'm all ready to share that message for him, with him. Here we go. Retirement, a new life. These cards are for rear gunner. There's lots of opportunities. Okay. These cards are for Paul, the rear gunner. A timeline about his profession, please. Is there some other card you want to? All right. Let's give it a try, Paul. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm having fun. At least it'll give us something to think about, right? So, the Knight of Pentacles. After a long career, how's it going to go? Where are we headed with this precious pentacle that we have saved up and built up and earned? You have another knight here, the Knight of Swords. And I'll read to you about the Knight of Swords. Ambitious, action-oriented, driven to succeed, fast-thinking, and defending beliefs. Charging energetically towards that goal. It shows that you have a certain amount of balance. You know how to have a long haul perspective, the long-term view, and you know exactly when to offer your skills and advance forward. You're like a chess player that thinks for itself, a chess played piece. Okay, wow. This also talks about your retirement. This is the World card. It talks about completion, arrival, attainment, accomplishment, wholeness, fulfillment, travel, celebration of life, and arriving. These all sound pretty retirement-ish to me. That's something that's been on my mind for a little while. Yay, it's happening soon. I think this is pretty funny. This is the Eight of Wands, and it talks about something happening really soon. It talks about travel. It talks about flight, okay? But it's incoming. It's incoming, rear gunner. Okay, this is the new life with all the opportunities that you're looking for. I wonder what this card's about. It's the Five of Swords. I'm going to read to you about the Five of Swords. By the way, okay, let's read about the Five of Swords here. Conflict, disagreement, competition, defeat, winning at all costs, sneakiness, bullies, theft, and abusive relationships. So, hey, first things first, I'm going to leave this card upside down a moment, okay? And I'm going to come upstairs. Hey, rear gunner. I may not appear to be as old as someone who could retire, but I'm actually approaching 60 years old. And I look around and I compare notes with how I've seen other people, other colleagues, and other friends and associates retire. And I want to say that it feels like their situation went differently than mine did, right? Mine didn't go the way I thought I was expecting it to go. Nevertheless, the only thing that really matters is taking stock of what we have. Consider what you've earned. And there's the Five of Swords card talks about bullies and abuse and things like that. If that's part of your story and part of the dynamic that you're dealing with, I want to say I'm so sorry. And I don't know why that kind of thing happens. But what do? We take it, we flip it upside down, and we turn it into something positive. Guess what? Now we don't have to maintain relationships with those people anymore. We don't even have to think about them. You have all your thoughts to yourself now. You don't have to be on guard and walking on eggshells. Okay, am I expressing too much about myself? I apologize. But thanks for letting me share. This is my podcast. Let's go back downstairs and finish your reading. So what's it look like? It looks like you were riding in the right direction the whole time and you're done. And now a new life is on the horizon with lots of opportunities. Was there some kind of problem, some kind of personal conflict? It is not important. We're turning the Five of Swords upside down. Listen to this. Five of Swords reversed. Past resentment, desire to reconcile, making amends, desire to forgive. Learn how to forgive as much for yourself than for the others, because you don't need to carry that around the rest of your life. Enjoy your retirement, sir. Come back and visit us anytime. Thank you very much, Tarot World. I appreciate your help. let's go to the next contestant. Oop, I got to scroll down. How am I doing? Oh, it's only been an hour. All right. Feels like it's been longer. Hey, Missing Time 420's here. And Rear Gunner, you're welcome. Okay, so I'd like to find Jason's. I think he has a schoolhouse. There we go. Hey, Jason, I'm going to put you in the pile. And Rob Khalil's still on the bottom. All right, next up. Level number 9. Hey, you know what, everybody? I think I need to take one of my 3 timeouts. Pardon me. All right, enjoy the scenery. I need to take one of my 3 timeouts. I'll be right back. All right, cool. Level number 9. Let's throw some more cards for you. I don't know if you requested a particular deck. I'm not even sure you had a question, but the tarot world knows what you want to talk about. Well, let's show you some cards. These cards are for level number 9, please. Can we please have the tarot fireworks show for level number 9? Thank you. So entertaining. Makes me want to turn on the camera as soon as I'm done with this show. Here we go, level number 9. Thanks for tuning in to StarCard Podcast, everybody. Ooh, all right. A fun, inspiring message for level number 9, please. First, the Temperance card. Think of the TV character, the Fonz, from the show Happy Days. You're so cool. The 3 of Pentacles. Teamwork. It looks like even someone's on a stage. There's a lot of collaboration on whatever that project is. It's the studio of Happy Days, huh? I wonder. Next up, the Knight of Cups. A lot of times, Fonzie, the Fonz in Happy Days looks like the knight in shining armor. He is the Deus Ex Machina in lots of Happy Days episodes. Really, Breakaway Ray. The Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is the person who reminds us that luck is where preparation meets opportunity. Someone knows how to employ magic at the right time because they stay in shape. They practice their craft. When the time comes, they're ready to go. Backup quarterback, as an example, but you're no backup. You're the first string. That's why we're reading your cards here. So the Seven of Pentacles says, keep working at it. You're doing a good job. And it also says that you're cultivating something. It's Eight of Pentacles. Oh, the Eight of Pentacles talks about a lot of repetitive tasks. The Knight of Cups knows about that. Okay. It talks about repetitive tasks and hard work, but you're accomplishing something, right? You're upgrading your status. Usually barns don't have like gigantic pentacles on them. You're really upgrading that structure. Okay. Because you're cool. And you know when to come in at the right time and be the point guard and help the team succeed because, again, you practice. You show up at the gym before everyone else and you do the work. So you got the Four of Wands card, which is a homecoming card and a celebration card. And then you see the Knight of Swords galloping energetically towards that goal. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Goal level number 9. You should celebrate. You're doing a good job. Keep going. Cool deal. Thanks, Tarot World. I bet I just took like a whole bunch of struggle and digested it in a way that seemed very light. I mean, there was a lot of work involved in that reading. There's a lot of things that I didn't see. A long path. All right, level number 9. Thank you very much for inviting me to read. Next up, it's Stephanie. Hey, Stephanie, I see your enthusiastic messages in the chat. Thank you very much. I'm going to take out the 88 gemstones for you. Oh, no, we have some new friend here. Right on, level number 9. You're welcome. I see Girl Warrior 144. Hang on, everybody. I want to make a name tag for Girl Warrior 144, please. And then we'll throw for Stephanie. Hey, Girl Warrior, I think you're going to get a schoolhouse. Yeah, sweet. Look at that. Girl Warrior 144 is already having fun. Styling, welcome to the party. Let's make it happen. I'm putting you in the pile for right now, Girl Warrior. Actually, you may have to wait a while, okay? I got quite a pile here, and you know what? I think Girl Warrior is the last person I'm going to add to my list. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got like almost 10 here. So, Girl Warrior, you just made it in under the wire, okay? Right on, Girl Warrior. Okay, sorry to everyone else who missed me today. Stephanie, let's throw some fun firework cards. A great tarot message for Stephanie, please. Feels like she brings the party with her wherever she goes. These cards are for Stephanie. Thank you, Tarot World. I know you're having fun too. Always having fun in the chat. Well, the more cards, the more fun. Here we go, Stephanie. We have the King of Cups. He's the great leader, the empathic and wise authority on things. I want to read to you about the King of Cups from a different book. I really like this little book because it's got actual pictures of the cards there. Hey, I turned right to it. Awesome. It's a long one, but you saw they're all long. The King of Cups. He holds a short scepter in his left hand and a great cup in his right. His throne is set upon the sea. On one side a ship is riding, and on the other a dolphin is leaping. The implicit meaning is that the sign of the cup naturally refers to water, which appears in all the court cards. Here are the divinatory meanings: a fair man, a man of business, law, or divinity, responsible, disposed to oblige the querent. So if you ask something of that king, he's disposed to oblige. He wants to help. These other connotations come with the King of Cups card: equity, art, and science, including those who profess science, law, and art, creative intelligence. Then, speaking of cups, how about the Two of Cups? That's communication, partnership. The Ace of Cups, that's a new life, a new promise, a new love. The Six of Wands is public recognition and victory. Wow. I got to monitor my exclamations. Then the Five of Swords shows up, and the Five of Swords guy talks about abuse. But as we discussed earlier in the Star Card podcast today, we like to take the Five of Swords card, turn it upside down, and get past resentment. We try to make amends, but if someone else is not ready, you know what? We're going to need to move on. What else is going on? The Five of Pentacles and the Tower. Hey, Stephanie, I hope you're ready for some drama, okay? You start off as the King of Cups. This is just how the story goes. I'm not saying this applies to you at all. Just, you know what? I just threw these cards out there. This should just be some random story. I'm going to try to make meaning out of it. You started off as the King of Cups. You're the responsible coach. You're the responsible parent. You have all the resources. You practice good communication skills. You realize that every day is precious. You know, you really value life. You never try to be dishonest. You have integrity. Okay. Everyone recognizes your integrity. That's like a victory of character, a victory for your spirit. And yet at the same time, there's people who try to knock you down. Well, the Five of Pentacles talks about feeling a little bit isolated. You know, when you have a lot of integrity, that doesn't mean that everyone else does. A lot of times we're put in situations to be the person that shines the light. And you know what? If it gets to be too much, don't forget to ask the spirit world for help. And they'll help knock down what doesn't need to be there. They'll help you transform things, as we discussed today. So don't forget to ask for help. And, you know, while things may seem like they're falling apart, even as you try to hold them together, you have to be wise like the king and know when to let things go. You may be on your own on that part. Dude, that's too much drama. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the reading. There you go, Stephanie. I appreciate your inspiring and uplifting response. That made it easy for me. Hey, Judy, I see your message about one card. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Let's see who's next. I got Lisa Talcott next. All right, Lisa Talcott. Let's go Ethereal Bloom for you. Thanks again, Stephanie. Okay, hey, Girl Warrior. I just happened to see your message. Thanks again for sticking around and subscribing. That's great. You're in our pile of ready to go. You made it in under the wire. We'll get you a reading today. These cards are for Lisa Talcott. Thank you for sharing some fun cards for Lisa Talcott. I'm glad, Tarot World, that you can keep all these visitors straight. Clearly, you know exactly what's going on. All right. Wow. Lisa, it's the Lover's card. The Ace of Pentacles. The Ten of Swords. And the Nine of Pentacles. There's some kind of union which forges a new opportunity. Could even be in the professional world. The Ten of Swords talks about the end of tough times. So maybe this was something that we were working on together for a long time. And now we finally got past the tough times. And now that the tough times are over, we can count our blessings. It's a 9 of Pentacles. We can benefit benefit from our blessings. This is the fruits of our labor. We can cash in our chips now. The 6 of Cups says that there's lots of happy memories involved. There's some nostalgia. And the 8 of Swords right there is like an exclamation point to that. Okay. Were there happy memories? Oh, yeah. And I'm sure you would love to share them. Maybe you should write a book. Well, Lisa, I hope that was I didn't even mix up the cards for you. But anyway, there you go, Lisa. Fun message from the tarot world. Thanks, tarot world. Next, Arizona Raven, another tarot studier. Here we go, Arizona Raven. Let's go with the old style deck. These cards are for Arizona Raven. We're going to go small. We're going to deal about 4 cards for Arizona Raven. 1 off the top, 1 off the bottom. We're going to cut, and we're going to fan. It's quality, not quantity. Check out this knowledge that we're going to share. Here we go, Arizona Raven. The 8 of Pentacles, the Sun, the Wheel of Fortune, the 6 of Wands. I guess I'm supposed to announce here on the internet the great accomplishments of Arizona Raven. The 8 of Pentacles is evidence of her hard work. And the Sun card indicates her ability to brighten everyone's day and all the creatures that she interacts with throughout the day. Because the Wheel of Fortune suggests that this is her life's plan. So, everybody, let me introduce you to Arizona Raven. All right. Thanks a lot, Arizona Raven. I wonder what this card is. Well, it's the 4 of Pentacles guy. He's the guy that prizes what shines. He kind of looks like someone who's on the computer, seeking out what's valuable. And I want to say thanks to Arizona Raven. She tunes into our podcast, and that puts me at the same level as Rob Khalil of the Typical Skeptic podcast. Thanks a lot for that street cred, Arizona Raven. Sweet. Thank you, Tarot World. Thanks a lot, Derek. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate all your positive comments and participation. Next up, it's Julia. Yeah, right on, Arizona Raven. Hey, Julia, let's throw some 88 gemstones for you. Thank you, Stephanie. Thanks for tuning in. These cards are for Julia. Well, Julia, I like these cards already. The Ace of Cups and the Page of Cups. Let's get you a couple more here. Five of Pentacles. Really? All right. Well, we're going to manage to find the positive, inspiring message here, Julia. I mean, the Ace of Cups indicates a brand new life, a brand new blessing, a brand new baby, brand new project. And the Page of Cups, we might as well go to the book on the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, you are receiving intuitive messages. Yeah, the Page of Cups. Hey, Julia, you are receiving intuitive messages and creative opportunities. This is a time of curiosity and possibility. You might receive happy news, important information, invitations to events, or romantic proposals. Valentine's Day is coming up. You feel young at heart. You look so young, by the way. You are sensitive and idealistic and have dreamy aspirations. Cool. This is the brand new life you got right now. Good for you. You're so young at heart. Okay. And the 10 of Cups says it's a dream come true. And the the 3 of Swords talks about heartache. Yeah, if there are challenges, we all want to offer you some supportive energy. That's what you would do for us. We treat others the way we want to be treated. We're all on your team, Julia. So let's take that Three of Swords, that heartache card, turn it upside down. You got friends here at StarCard Podcast. And the Five of Pentacles talks about abandonment and isolation. But what did I just say? You got friends here at StarCard Podcast. You have friends at your own podcast. You have more than 200 or 300 subscribers. Or is it 600 subscribers? Yeah, you got a whole bunch going on over there. You're not alone. Okay. Don't feel abandoned. We're all in this together, Julia. All right. Have a great weekend. Thanks for inviting me to read. I'm going to give these a toss. And then it looks like Danica Crabtree is next. Hope I've got all that right. All right, Danica, we're going to throw some cards for you. It looks like Derek's going to be next. You know what? Let's quickly just take care of Judy. Judy's asked for one card. So I'd like to throw one card for Judy, and then we'll go right to Danica. All right, so one moment, please, Danica. Stand by. You're on deck. Literally, you're on deck. All right, Judy, one card for you. All right, Tarot World, can we please have one card for Judy? I know you have a special card picked out for her. Here comes one card for Judy. Look, Danica can't wait. You see the way that thing's been moving. Here we go. One card for Judy. Love it. Carpe diem. Seize the day. Be courageous. Be determined. You have a zest for life. I want to say, if it's Friday, you look like you're ready to paint the town red. Go have a good time. Right on. I like that message, Judy. Okay, Danica. Danica, we're going to play with the Ethereal Bloom deck again. So, did Danica have a particular question? I don't remember. The chat's gotten a little bit long, Danica. I don't remember if you had a question. If you're still around, you want to type it in there, that's great. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure the Tarot World knows what you want to talk about. I'll do the best I can. These cards for Danica. Thanks for tuning in, Danica. Oh, yeah, I remember Danica. Cool, Danica. Here we go. These cards are for you. Thanks for inviting me to read. It's for entertainment purposes only. Six of Cups, nostalgia, happy memories. The World card, completion, arrival. The Queen of Swords, you were right. Wow, the Wheel of Fortune, some kind of big transitions rolling into your town, Danica. The Page of Swords, a new way of communicating. There's like an accumulation of good vibration and good energies that's all filled up. And you were right to look back on all those good times and recognize that they help create the person that you are now. Because now you're entering a new phase of life. And let's read about the Page of Swords. Unbelievable. I flip right to it. The Page of Swords, a lithe, that is the word spelled L-I-T-H-E, a lithe, active figure holds a sword upright in both hands while in the act of swift walking. Here come the divinatory meanings: authority, overseeing, secret service, vigilance, spying, examination, and the qualities thereto belonging. Wow. That's pretty exciting. You're peeking into the future. Because you can. Oh, is this just you asking me for a tarot reading? What's coming next, Breakaway Ray? Let's see what the tarot world has to say. Wow, it's the Emperor and the Chariot. Well, you're totally in control, Danica, so keep on going. You already recognize what you're capable of doing. No one else might see it, okay? But you're totally in tune with it. You're in charge. Go for it, Danica. Thanks for inviting me to read. That was fun. Unexpected for me. I realized that Moo Rider dog did step out. That's right. I'm glad you're going to catch it on the recording, Derek. Here we go. You're next. I'm going to toss these and throw you some cards. Thanks for tuning in, Derek. I appreciate it. Hey, Rear Gunner. I see your message, and I really appreciate your feedback. Thanks a lot. Let's see. I'm going to... You know what? Oh, no. I'm going Robin Wood for Derek. Looks like we're getting close to the bottom there. Here we go, Derek. Thanks for tuning in and getting your tarot fireworks today. I appreciate you inviting me to read. Say hi to Desiree for me. These cards are for Derek. Ugh. Way to go, Derek. I'm expecting to see the High Priestess card. These cards are for Derek. Can we have a fun, inspiring message for Derek? I'm happy to lay it out for him. I want to give these another toss. These cards for Derek. I just thought of another smart card, the Hierophant. All right. Anyway, Derek, let's see what the story is today. Here we go. Wow, the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is like we're worried about something. Sleepless nights, anxiety. You know I want to turn this guy upside down. Hang on. Let's see how the rest of the story plays out. Yay. The Fool card. It's the new beginnings. Are we worried about a new beginning? The start of something new? Oh, the Five of Swords. Maybe we have good reason to be worried about the new adventure. The Five of Swords guy talks about abuse and winning at all costs. But I guess at the end of the path, there's a giant Ace of Pentacles, and it's totally worth it. And you are smart enough and you have enough spontaneous optimism to know how to manage. You have the experience to manage dudes with the Five of Swords. Okay. Win at all costs. Well, maybe we need to turn that. Yeah, it's win at all costs. You need to go for it. This is your new adventure. Win at all costs. Don't be worried. Let's turn it upside down right now. Don't be worried. Win at all costs. This is your prize, Derek. Sweet. And that new prize leads to a 10 of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. That's worth checking the book on both, because that's a very promising message at the end. Nicely conjugated cards for me here. Very good. 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles, you have created wealth, financial security, and long-term success. You have built solid foundations and security, and now feel happiness in all areas of your life. You may have domestic bliss, a lasting career, or a business empire, or you may have reached relationship milestones and may be settling down. You know, I sometimes talk about tarot card timelines. This might be like a big timeline of someone's life. You know, we were a little bit worried about heading out on our own, but we had the attitude that we were going to win at all costs. You know, that was the prize that we sought, and we did a good job. I mean, there is no time, right? So you already have the domestic bliss. It's already here. Congratulations on what you accomplished. Enjoy it, because now that you have all this, this opens up new opportunities. Let's take a look at what the Page of Wands is announcing to us. The Page of Wands, you feel fresh, cheerful, childlike, and full of energy. You're having bright ideas and new exciting plans. Being creative, free thinking, and fearless. You are finding your passion, making discoveries, investments, or advancements in life. Just be careful not to rush into things without considering the consequences. You don't have to rush into anything, okay? This guy, the the little miniature Santa Claus guy over here, he's not going to rush into anything. He knows better. Okay. He has enough experience. All right, Derek, good luck. Thanks for inviting me to read. That was pretty fun. Next up, Missing Time 420. Oh, way to go, Derek. I see. Cool. Next up, Jason. Yeah, you're welcome, Derek. Thank you. Jason. You know, there's some really cool imagery on the 88 gemstones here, Jason. So let's go goth. These cards for Missing Time 420. Go ahead, Tarot World. Enjoy yourself. Light off more fireworks. Here we go. Fun messages. Thanks for the training, everybody in Tarot World. These cards are for Jason. Looks like this guy wants to come out. There we go, Jason. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your long time support, like right from the start and even before. The 7 of Wands, taking on all challenges. The 10 of Cups, it's a dream come true. The Queen of Pentacles, the practical parent. I don't know if she's taking off her crown. It feels like she's crowning herself. I mean, yeah, you know, you have to earn it. You have to earn that crown, which you did. It's a dream come true. It's like you won the beauty pageant, Jason. The 8 of Pentacles, you got there through hard work, determination, repetitive tasks, having a long-term view. So we're looking at another timeline here, everybody. Taking on all challenges. It's Missing Time 420. It's a dream come true. He earned it. Everyone should know about how hard he worked to get where he's at. So, come on. Well, the message to Jason is the 9 of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles. The 9 of Swords suggests anxiety and sleepless nights. But maybe former governor of Minnesota, Jesse Ventura, might suggest just take a deep breath and inhale and prize what shines, says the Page of Pentacles. You know, we don't need to be anxious. That's burning our energy. We'll just take care of what we could take care of. We prize what shines. Good luck, Jason. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate it very much. Let's see who's next. Well, it's, oh, yay, Girl Warrior. Here you go. I got Girl Warrior and then Rob, okay? And then we're done with the show for today. All right, Girl Warrior 144. Something tells me you have a detailed message coming in. So I'm using the deck, the classic deck that has the words on the card, okay? Here we go, Girl Warrior. Your message is coming in. We're all ready to see the message for Girl Warrior 144. Thanks, Tarot World. Happy to make that connection for you. These cards are for Girl Warrior 144. This is for entertainment purposes only. We're all having fun here. I'm just some dude throwing cards on the internet. Don't take my word for it. Do your own introspection. Here we go. Girl Warrior, yay, you've tuned in to STARCARD Podcast. Let's read what's on the card. Hope, calm, faith, purpose, renewal, spirituality, fortune, good omen, rejuvenation. The Star card. Next up, the 10 of Pentacles. We just saw this guy. Wealth, financial security, family, long-term success, contribution, I guess it's easy to feel like the star card when you got it all going on like that. Whoa. The Page of Cups, he's the happy surprise guy. I bet you're like in a good position and you didn't expect it to be this good. But you were just following your soul's path and everything worked out. Are you feeling kind of lucky? Let's read about the Page of Cups. Creative opportunities, intuitive messages, curiosity, possibility, happy surprise, dreamer, sensitivity, new love. It was already good. You had 10 of Pentacles, and now they're saying there's more on the way. Your energy is earning interest at the bank of the astral. The Eight of Wands talks about something coming in soon. Talks about travel and flight. Let's read what it says on the Eight of Wands card. Speed, rapid action, movement, swift change, manifesting quickly, quick decisions, air travel. I want you to think about what we used to call the quote-unquote Renaissance man, a Renaissance person, someone who has many identities, right? Leonardo da Vinci was not just an artist, a painter, and a sculptor. He was a scientist. We're thinking along those lines. Aristotle didn't just study one science. It is said that Aristotle was the last person who knew everything about everything. That doesn't happen much anymore. So anyway, let's keep going. We're having a fun message. I know the tarot world wants to keep the fun coming. Wow. You know, the Ten of Wands talks about a big burden or a lot of work or having finished a lot of work. Maybe there's a happy surprise coming soon that all the work is going to be done. The Three of Swords talks about heartache, and the Six of Cups talks about happy memories. Let's read about the Three of Swords. Heartbreak, suffering, grief, emotional pain, sorrow, hurt, divorce, loss, and depression. And the Six of Cups talks about familiarity, happy memories, reminiscing, childhood memories, innocence, joy, and nostalgia. Well, I mean, you know, I like to take the Three of Swords and turn it upside down. So I'm going to go ahead and read that part to you. Okay. The reverse Three of Swords. Well, it says here, negative self-talk, releasing pain, forgiveness, optimism, recovery, and moving on. Well, the Three of Swords is its own story. Is there pain? Well, let's feel the pain. Let's work through it. And then let's, you know, build upon it and move on. Because let's face it, if we actually felt some pain, there's some happy memories involved. And those are the parts that we have to treasure. And that's how we ended up having 10 Pentacles, because we stay rejuvenated and inspired. We look for the fish that shows up in our cup. We look for the happy surprise. So we always have the idea that pretty soon, all of our hard work, the hard tasks are going to be accomplished. Well, Girl Warrior, I hope some of this meant something to you. Thanks very much for inviting me to read. And now, to close today's show, it's time to read for my friend Rob K. of the Typical Skeptic podcast. All right, Rob. Yeah, you know, I know Rob likes a lot of information. I'm going to meet him at that level, and I'm going to use these cards again. Here we go, Rob. Hey, Girl Warrior, you're welcome. Thanks for that feedback. I appreciate it. Hey, Rob, here we go. Rob K., the Typical Skeptic podcast. Don't forget to go check out his channel, and you can find it in the links in the description of today's show. Wow, this is incredible. I'm looking at my number of current viewers and likes, and I see I have more likes than viewers right now. Some weird things happening here in February. You know, a lot of times when I was a school teacher, I'd have to remind students that there's another R in February. And here at StarCard Podcast, I want to remind everyone there's another A in February. All right. You know how many days I waited to make that joke? These cards are for you, Rob. Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles, the fruits of your labor. Let's read the whole card to you. The Nine of Pentacles, fruits of your labor, rewards, luxury, self-sufficiency, financial independence. I know Rob likes the sound of all those terms. The Queen of Swords, you were right. unbiased judgment, independent, clear boundaries, direct communication, clear-minded, perceptive. The Three of Pentacles. Teamwork, collaboration, learning, implementation, and building something. And then the Ace of Swords, Rob. Of course, what are you building? Podcast? The Ace of Swords. Mental clarity, breakthroughs, new ideas, success, sharp mind, and obviously conflict comes with that. So enjoy the fruits of your labor. More than 2,400 podcasts, because you were right. You and your community together are bringing the truth out, Rob. Rock on. Here's the last part of your message. Sweet. Check that out. You may feel like the Nine of Wands guy, but you're really chilling like the Nine of Cups guy. Hey, Nine of Wands, Rob, let's check it out. Courage, persistence, test of faith, resilience, boundaries, last stand, gearing up for the worst, weary. You may feel like this guy, but don't forget, you got all those wands, all those accomplishments behind you. You know when to expend energy properly. And guess what? I know you love your podcast and what you do every day, putting out 12 podcasts every 12 hours. Here's what it says. Nine of Cups, wish come true, contentment, satisfaction, emotional stability, luxury, and gratitude. Rob, your reading started with the term luxury and ended with the term luxury. You lead a rich life. I'm not saying maybe financially, although that might be on the way, but you do lead a rich and interesting life. How many people have a life like yours? All right, everybody. Rob, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it so much. I can't wait to see you on Valentine's Day. That's going to be fun. Hey, everybody. You made my day. My name is Breakaway Ray. Now go out and make your own day and have a good weekend. We'll see you again real soon on STARCARD Podcast. This has been day 3 in our countdown of the 5 days with the Empress. See you next time.